I'm Liz Rave, Vice President at OUTFRONT, the largest out-of-home company in North America, and I have the pleasure of speaking to a true powerhouse marketer in the influencer and communication space, Denise Vitola from Bayer. Denise is the Vice President of Brand Integration, PR, Social and Influencer for Consumer Health at Bayer, said more simply, she's a wellness expert focused on helping the world become a healthier place. So we only have 15 minutes with Denise, but we're going to squeeze it all in and cover creativity, community engagement, measurement, and the future. So you ready?
I'm ready. Let's jump in.
Right.
I'm sprinting with you.
Sprinting and sweating here in Cannes. So we at OUTFRONT love the perfect blend of art and science when it comes to marketing. Can you share how Bayer connects consumer insights to creativity?
Yes, so consumer insights are at the core of everything, and I sit on my pedestal and talk about the consumer all the time, because I am not sure all the time are we connecting in the right way, because if we're not looking at social media and we're not looking how consumers are really connecting and engaging in what they're doing every day, we're not in the right places. So there's been a sort of juggernaut of moving forward in the world, and everyone's acting differently. So consumers are actually telling us how they feel, and those insights are on the table for us to scoop up, and that's at the core of everything we create. We listen to what the consumer's saying, and then we start building our programs around those insights. And if they're not telling us, we ask them.
I love that.
Easy enough.
Consumer engagement, come across genuine, that's perfect. So Bayer does an amazing job of integrating a pharmaceutical brand into the cultural zeitgeist, whether that's sponsoring fans' hearts, or my personal favorite, the remake of traditional jingles on TikTok from Teach Me How to Gummy or Pop, Plop, Plop, Fizz, Fizz. So seeing that we're backstage at Brand Innovators, fill us in on the backstage insight of those initiatives.
Yeah, some of my favorite programs, and I too love the Teach Me How to Gummy, which is built off of, I'm Gen X. No, I'm Gen X. Yes, I'm Gen X. I almost said I was Gen Z. I'm hardly Gen Z. So Gen X and Teach Me How to Dougie came out, and there was a dance that went with it. And it was so amazing and so fun that we started tapping into trends on TikTok. We wanted to break into TikTok, but at the company, people were a little nervous. We're a pharmaceutical company, as you said. So it's like, do we do this? Can we do this? Are we allowed? Are there any legal restraints to this? And we started researching it and looking into it. And then we're like, about that product, it was our 1 a day 50 plus. And then everyone's like, nobody on 50 is on TikTok. But then we started digging into it and talking to TikTok. And that is the biggest growing audience. It was at that time, and it continues to be. Why? Because the youngers are bringing their parents along onto the platform. And then the parents are saying, this is fun, I want to do this too. In comes the trend of dancing and the remake of songs and music. So we put all those pieces together to build Teach Me How to Gummy. And we kicked it off with Alfonso Ribeiro.
Perfect.
No one's better.
No one.
I mean, again, I'm Gen X, and he's dancing with Michael Jackson in the Coca-Cola commercial, and he's Carlton. So he embraced it and did so many fun things with it. And then we got TikTokers that were 50 plus, and they took on the dance moves too. Teach me how to gummy, teach me how to, and it was so great. And it was lightning in a bottle.
Yes.
And that's what it turned into. And TikTok gave us tons of accolades. Best case study in the health and wellness category last year.
That's amazing, because you made it fun, you made it relevant to the channel, taking what people are already doing there, bringing a new audience sector in. It's perfect. That's amazing. So, well, we might not immediately think of influencers when we think of Bayer. How do you track success with them? And then more importantly, maybe what insight would you give to other big traditional brands that might have that legal team to show up in a genuine way? Okay,
so I'm gonna unpack that a little bit, because there's kind of like 3 things there. So first, if you need to convince your organization, first of all, have courage and be brave and stand up with conviction. Nothing's worse than somebody saying, I think we should do an influencer program. No, we should do an influencer program. It is the right thing to do. We're going to win with it. And then start small. I always say, do a test and learn. When I first got to Bayer, everyone's telling me we're doing influencer. I'm like, those are celebrities. What are you talking about? started talking to them more about influencer. And then it was like, when I asked for the money, they're like, oh, no, we don't want to do that. So I said, okay, let's do a small program,
Right.
5 different brands. It was inexpensive for them to do. Did that, proved it out. I'll get to the measurement thing, because that was the point where everybody then wanted to do something. And how do we prove success? There's many ways to prove success. And I'm a big believer, so I have done a lot of smaller influencer programs, but if you're DTC, you can successfully just run an organic program and link to the cart, and then you'll have like some sales figures back. But I do believe if you're a big brand with big budgets, you need to support it with paid. And then if you support it with paid, then you can talk apples to apples to your brand marketing team that's looking at MMM, MMX, ROAS, and all of that data, and you can prove it out. You can also drive to click to cart, so you can give some sales information, engagement rate, click-through rate on videos. So there's a lot of ways. When people tell me that they can't measure influencer, I'm like, no, that's not true, and you're crazy.
You just listed off 6
Oh my
things.
God. And there's more, but we only have 15 minutes.
Wow. You got to tune back in. So that's how you measure, and how would you get the other traditional brands involved in a genuine way? What top tip would you give them?
I would say that lean into the conversation. Lean into something that's going on that's really relevant to your brand. And every product has relevancy somewhere. I work on Miralax. It helps you go to the bathroom. So maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't, but be surprised how many conversations are going on around going to the bathroom.
Sure.
So we lean into that conversation. We have a way to be there that's authentic, and people are interested in us. We're offering advice.
Yeah. So take the moment to figure out where and when you should show up. You shouldn't show up everywhere. That's a mistake. But lean into it.
Yeah,
Love that.
definitely.
Love that. So it wouldn't be Cannes if we weren't talking about the future. Last year it was Web3 and Metaverse. This year I think there's going to be a lot of AI. But what are you excited for?
I am excited for, and my big provocative thing that I say all the time is creators are going to take over the advertising industry by 2025. And it's happening slowly right now, and it's going to increase in speed at a very rapid pace. So influencers started out as bloggers and mommy bloggers, and then to vloggers, and there's been this evolution, and then influencers, and now we're saying creators. And are they the same? Are they different? Well, they're like fraternal twins, so they're a little bit of the same.
Right.
There's some differences, but creators are really creative people designing amazing content for a lot less than advertising agencies. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put advertising agencies out of business, but they can pivot too, and they can invite creators as part of their team. And I think agencies need to redesign themselves so they're leaning in this direction, but creators are really the way to go. And if I'm an investor, that's where I'm putting all of my money.
Definitely, especially with the emergence of AI, making it more accessible.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a trained designer anymore. It's making it more accessible to more people. So you gotta lean in before you get kicked out, sounds like.
I 100% agree,
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we only had 15 minutes with Denise. Good luck on your panel on Thursday, and
Thank
enjoy
you.
the rest of Cannes.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.